Thank you, Adam, so much for bringing this wonderful program to our community. I wanted to welcome you all to our synagogue and to let you know how honored the Fifth Avenue Synagogue is to partner with the American Friends of Likud, the Lawfare Project, and B'nai B'rith International, all organizations which share our synagogues and our community's passion for Eretz Yisrael, Am Yisrael, and Medinat Yisrael. So it is truly an honor to be here, as it is to welcome Malcolm Holmein, who just walked in. It's an honor to have you here with us this evening. This is a very special high holiday season for the people of Israel and for the Jewish people as a whole, as it marks the 40th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War. That was a time not only of trial and of triumph, but also of trauma for the people of Israel. In the aftermath of the Six-Day War, the Jewish people felt invincible. But the 1973 Yom Kippur War introduced a sense of vulnerability to the people of Israel that continues to influence not only policy making, but the national sense of destiny of the people in Israel today. It's that sense of vulnerability that I think drives so many of us, alongside our love and our passion for Zion, to make sure that we do everything to support Israel in her times of trial today. We're at a time when we're about to begin the high holiday season and spend a lot of time in the synagogue, those of us here who are Jewish. And many of us, by the time that period is over, will say, we spent a little bit too much time in the synagogue. However, there is really another holiday which we would have expected around now. And I'm not sure we need more holidays on the Jewish calendar, but this is one whose absence is truly noteworthy. For leading into the summer, we had Passover, celebrating the Exodus from Egypt. Then we had Shavuot, the holiday commemorating Sinai and the giving of the Torah. But it was left to the modern state of Israel to establish holidays to commemorate our statehood in the land of Israel. There is no biblical holiday, and it's very perplexing. Why isn't there a holiday that commemorates when Joshua went in and settled the land and established a Jewish nation state on our land of destiny? Peculiar. I think one of the reasons might be that when it comes to the Exodus from Egypt, that is something we can commemorate each year. We could put on our calendar, and we know that each year, this year and next year and the year afterwards, it's going to be on the calendar because the Exodus from Egypt was an irreversible historic experience. We will always be able to say, thank God we were released from our bondage in Egypt. And the same is true of the giving of the Torah at Sinai. It is an irreversible experience that forever changed the world. It introduced ethical monotheism to the world, and it is something which can never be turned back. And we can therefore count on it being on the calendar and having just as much meaning next year and the year after. But the settlement of the land of Israel, the establishment of a nation state there, perhaps the Torah didn't want us to take for granted. It didn't want us to have it on the calendar so that we could look when it's going to be 70 years from now. Because we've let down our guard and lost that nation state in the land of Israel before. We've been driven out of that land before. And it is something that the Torah never wanted us to take for granted. We should always be fighting for her like her very existence depends on it, because it does. Today, as we know, the great challenge of Israel is not only physical security, but denial of Israel's legitimacy in the international mind and in the diplomatic community. And we are in urgent need of individuals who are capable of defending Israel, making her case, and taking on our detractors with courage, with resolve, and with a sense of vision and mission. Ambassador Ron Prosser is just such an individual. As our ambassador to the United Nations, when I say our, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, He is an individual who finds himself in perhaps the most uncomfortable of places for a defender of Zion. But he carries that torch with erudition, with scholarship, with passion, with humanity, and because it's probably the only way that an Israeli can survive in a circus like the UN, he does it with great humor as well. He is the person who served as the ambassador to the United Kingdom, also the Director General of the Foreign Ministry in Israel, a decorated servant of the people and state of Israel. Ambassador Ron Prosser is an individual, whenever we see him on television, standing before reporters, speaking on behalf of the state of Israel. He's a person who makes us deeply proud and gives us confidence that the future of Am Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael is indeed bright. I ask everyone to please give your full attention to Ambassador Ron Prosser.